Ah, guys, Ryan Biddulph here. Vlogging from paradise. What is one of the greatest? Gotta see that snazzy cat. Very snazzy. The lighting's a little better up here. Yeah, look white. Golly. Probably has a little bit of sun, but. What is one of the greatest blogging tragedies? Open door over my shoulder. Nothing to do with one of the greatest blogging tragedies, but I'll tell you what it is. And I could see it with my experiences. I had an experience last night, and I have them time to time, maybe have a little more frequently now than I used to. As you can see, the crest is back. It's the Mohawk style, which I love. And I'll tell you what it is. And it really is a tragedy because it cuts the legs off of the foundation, the career of so many bloggers out there. Careers, if you will. And here it is. Wasting minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, and yes, I regret to say years, trying to convince critics, blogging critics, trying to convert blogging critics, fighting blogging critics, worrying about blogging critics, feeling anxiety about being criticized, and letting that energy dominate your campaign. Just all the time you spend on people who are unclear on their direction and project their lack of clarity on you through criticism is a waste. And the tragedy is this goes on for not minutes or hours. This goes on for days and weeks and months, where literally somebody will be in your mind, somebody will criticize you or your blog. Or maybe an ebook on your blog. By the way, visit the Blogging from Paradise library on Amazon already. Damn it. No, I love you. I'm just joking. But do visit it and buy a Blogging Paradise ebook. I guess How to Turn Harsh Criticism into Sweet Blogging Profits, 11 Tips. That would probably be a really good one as a follow-up to this video. But overall, just buy 5 or 10 of those suckers. Buy. But you could destroy your blogging career by giving your energy to critics, by fighting critics, by trying to convince or convert critics, by trying to go against instead of to be for what you're for. For example, yesterday, somebody sent me a DM on Twitter, and they're like, hey, do you need reviews? I'm like, no, thanks, I've got doing well with them already, the reviews, but thank you, though, really appreciate it. And then they write back all this stuff about just negative shit. And I was just like, oh, no worries, just know that your criticism, it's a projection, it's all about you and it has nothing to do with me. It's how you feel about yourself. Just, might help you out in the future. I gave him a wink, and just all the best. And that was it. It was like 25 seconds. And then I turned it into a blog post, which maybe you could say, well, I wasn't spending time on criticism. It was 25 seconds I spent on it. And then that was it. There was no fighting. There was no convincing or converting or making fun or like this energy going against. And then I turned it into a blog post, which is beneficial for me, which earns me more traffic and money through my ebook sales and, builds my brand and it helps my readers out. And that was it. And it was done. 25 seconds versus the old me, minutes, hours, days even, weeks, and just angry at this motherfucker. And I would have been so angry. And I would have tried to convince him. I would have tried to prove how right I was and how, oh, I'm so good at what I do. And just this constant going against. And that's what it is. And the tragedy is you're spending so much time. A lot of folks like me with 25 seconds last night. The old me was way different. But last night, 25 seconds, put it in a blog post, boom, boom, boom. So many folks would still, 24 hours later, and then the next day and after that, or even 6 hours later, would still be wanting to, wait for a response from the guy and try to convince him or convert him or, debate him or show you how right you are. Meanwhile, I published 5 or 6 blog posts already during that time frame, and I've connected with another 100 or 1,000 people or whatever. And it's like, you see where the folks who really get somewhere with their blog don't give energy to these individuals. All they're doing is bringing out your lack of clarity or your full clarity. That's the blessing of critics. And you're just like, oh, okay, it's all their projection anyway. It has nothing to do with me. You just move on. Or you maybe a word or two, and, this could help you out, and bye-bye. Instead of that tragedy, and the tragedy is you're giving so much energy to those people, and worry and fear and fighting, you're wasting your time. You're wasting hours, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, instead of just letting it go and creating something awesome for other people. The energy that people spend to convert and convince blogging critics, if they devoted that to be for working and aligning with their audience, if you made that energy shift, that tragedy would be converted or turned into triumph. And that's why I blog from paradise. That's why I've written so many ebooks and I've done all this other stuff that's really awesome and appeared on these world famous blogs. I devote my energy to being for having fun and trusting and releasing all forms of criticism, because it's always a projection. It's what the individual feels about themselves. Nothing to do with me. So I just move on. And I don't waste minutes. I don't waste seconds. That's it. It's over. So I could go back to creating the videos and the blog posts and the ebooks and all that stuff and connecting with people and Blogging Paradise. Guys, that's it for today. Buy a Blogging Paradise ebook or 10 on Amazon. And until next time, enjoy paradise. And a classy cat.